Hey, it's Lucas, and today we're back for another UK medical review, this time for Moonlight from Hilltop by NedCann. I've just had to do that intro like 10 times, saying that is like a tongue twister, but anyway, let's just jump straight into it. Moonlight is a cross between Northern Lights and an unknown strain. It is an indica, and I got this for £70 for 10 grams. When I got this, it was £70 because it was reduced because it was close to expiry. The expiry date was the 26th of the 4th, 2025, and today is the 7th of May, 2025. When I was doing my research, I found a website called Strains UK, and according to them, this is a potent indica that produces calming and euphoric effects. It's supposed to be good for helping with chronic pain and stress, and has undertones of earthy lemon and pine. So I'm going to start out with the packaging like I always do, and to me, this is going to get, honestly, I want to give it like a 4.5 out of 10. I don't think it looks good. I like that it's in a black pot, but that's where the premium look ends. Everything else about this looks really, really cheap and budget, even down to the font that they use. I'm not a fan of that. The logo for the company doesn't look very good. They've tried to make it look premium, but in my opinion, it looks budget and I don't like it, so I'm just going to give it a 4 out of 10. Not a strong start for the packaging, but we're going to move on to the smell of the whole nugs now. After I did my first time trying video, I put this in a glass jar with a Boveda pack. It's been exactly 1 month and 1 day. Opening this now, it doesn't smell good. It's not very strong at all, and mainly it just smells like hay. There might be a tiny little bit of pine or menthol in there, but just predominantly there's not a lot of smell, and the smell that you do get is a little bit, I'm really fighting with myself on this one, couldn't get my words out then. Tiny little bit of pine menthol, just a tiny little bit, but mainly it's just hay. So smell the whole nug straight out the jar. I'm going to give it just a 4 out of 10, really disappointing. If I just get one of these nugs out and look at it, I'm not blown away by the appearance. Honestly, if you want to see what these nugs look like, click the link in the pinned comment. I'm not going to be showing them in this video because I don't want it to get age restricted. Age restriction has nothing to do with kids, blah blah blah. You've heard this all before. Click on the link if you want to see the nugs. I'm going to give the looks a 4.5. I'm not a big fan. I prefer bigger nugs. I prefer my nugs to have a little bit more variation in structure. I don't like the nugs that are like really tight little balls. It's not really my thing. I don't like really airy nugs, but I like somewhere in between. These are technically past expiry, so they do look old. They have a good dust in the trichomes, but the trichomes have all turned yellowy orange. That's not really appealing to me, but again, it doesn't matter too much. Bits of purple on there, some orange hairs, but overall, I've seen better, especially for UK medical. I have seen better, so this is a little bit disappointing. It's definitely not the worst that I've seen, but it's really not the best, so I'm going to give it a 4.5 for the looks. Moving on to the smell of the nugs ground up. It actually smells nice ground up. Compared to how it smelled whole, it didn't really smell like a lot. It smelled like hay with maybe a tiny little bit of pine menthol on there. When it's ground up, that mentholy pine really does come out and it actually smells very nice. Genuinely, that is really wild how it's gone from having next to no smell as a whole nug, and then you grind it up and really, I know I just said that smells really nice, but it actually does. That smells really good to me. So for the ground up smell, I don't want to like bump it up to something crazy like an 8 or something, but it's nice. So ground up smell for me, I'm going to give it a 7. Moving on to the flavour, when I first tried this in my video of me first trying this, I was using a mighty vaporizer through a water pipe. I've recently upgraded to a ball vape. I've got a screwball from Varna, and let me tell you, it is night and day. Like, the screwball is absolutely incredible, like really powerful. You can smoke it like a proper bong instead of the mighty, which to me now I think it hits more like a joint. Not really my preference. It is night and day. The mighty does hit, I'm not saying it doesn't, but if you are a bong smoker like me, get yourself a screwball or some other type of ball vape, and it's just amazing. Seriously, like, watch my screwball video. I haven't done a full review on it yet, but it's so good compared to the mighty. So I have been using my screwball now to medicate. With my screwball set to 220 through a glass piece, I'm getting a sweet hay flavor, maybe a little bit of pine in there, but it is predominantly hay. A little bit of sweetness, which isn't terrible. A little bit of pine, which again is quite nice, but it is predominantly hay. The flavor is just not great, to be honest, in my opinion. It tastes mainly like hay, which is disappointing because after the smell of it, the really mentholy, piney, sweet smell of it, it does not translate. Hints of pine, tiny back hints of menthol, mainly hay. I've got to give it, again, I want to be harsh and say 3. I mean, my brain said 4, keeping it at 4, but honestly, the whole nug smell was disappointing. The ground up smell was actually quite nice, so I really wanted it to taste like that, but predominantly just tastes like hay, so I've got to give the taste a 3 out of 10. So taste is getting a, I think I said 3. I can't remember what I said actually, but I'm going to say 3. And the effects are pretty much instant, especially with the ball vape. Like as soon as I breathe out my first cloud, I can feel it. It's behind my eyes, but mainly it feels sort of, it feels like a little bit behind my skull, like above my eyebrows, pressing almost against my forehead is how it feels. Not in an unpleasant way, but it's like a warm sort of pressure just here, and it feels nice. It's making me want to shut my eyes. This is an indica, so that makes sense. I've been using this. I have 2 bowls before bed, and I won't say that it makes me feel sleepy. Like some strains, I will smoke them and I'll lay down and I'll feel like I'm floating off the bed, and my eyes will not be able to open, and that is the sort of stuff that I love. This feels sort of mild to me. Like I can have this in the daytime. I don't choose to have this in the daytime. I like to have it in the evening / right before bed, because you know, it is my nighttime medication. But if I have it in the daytime, it just kind of makes me feel lazy. It makes me feel like I want to sit down, play video games, maybe watch YouTube, something like that. But it definitely doesn't make me want to get up and do something. I think I forgot to mention it in the beginning, but this is 25% THC and less than 1% CBD. THC percentage is not the be-all and end-all, it's more about the terpenes, but we know that with medical bud, you don't really get a lot of the benefits of the terpenes, because with it being irradiated, it zaps them all and it doesn't take them all away, but, you know, it mutes them, so it makes it less, I don't want to say ineffective or less effective, but the irradiation, it does something to the terpenes and it makes it so they are not as prominent. Again, do your own research with that. I know what I said there was not scientific at all, and it could possibly be wrong, but it's something to do with the irradiation that zaps the terps and it makes them not as prominent. So I forgot where I was going with that, but you know what I mean. This does make it hard to think, as you can probably tell. I feel stupid and lazy. I could have a nap, like I am pretty tired right now, but I'm not going to. You can fight against this strain, but because it is my nighttime strain, my indica, my going to sleep strain, I don't fight against it most of the time, and at this point I would probably be already lying down and just listening to a podcast and waiting to drift off. I haven't made a video in over a week, so I am rambling in this and I am going off in tangents, so you can probably tell this strain is not focused. I don't feel like my eyes are darting everywhere. I don't feel like there's sort of like chaos in my brain. I feel very calm. My brain is very quiet. My eyes are starting to droop. My body, I don't really feel too much in my body right now. My shoulders feel a little bit heavy in the back, like at the bottom of my shoulder blades. My arms don't particularly feel heavy. My legs don't feel heavy. My feet don't feel heavy. In fact, I would say that my calves kind of feel light right now. It kind of feels like, you know, I just had this one scene from Family Guy pop into my head where, like, Peter and Joe and, like, Quagmire, I think, Cleveland, they're sat in a hot tub and Joe's legs keep floating up. Obviously, he's disabled, like, and his legs just keep floating up and he keeps pushing them down. I feel like that's what my legs feel like right now.
Whole bodies will feel like Joe's legs.
I feel like they want to keep floating up, but I've got to keep them pinned down. I don't know why that came into my head, but it is pretty bang on with how it feels right now. I wouldn't say that I feel particularly uplifted, like I feel a little bit silly, like a little bit giggly, but I don't know if that's just because I genuinely am tired or whether I don't really think that's what comes with this strain. I don't recall feeling giggly when just smoking it regularly. I think that's just the kind of mood that I'm in today, but I feel good. It's definitely not an active, is that the word I want to use? Energetic. It's not an energetic strain. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything actually right now. I don't even want to edit this video after I'm done filming it, but I have to. I can feel myself getting slower, and I think I'm going to end this video soon. So let's go through my rating. Packaging, 4 out of 10. It doesn't look great. Smell of the whole nugs, I gave a 4 out of 10. Again, that was very, very muted, and it smelled just pretty much like hay. Looks, I think I gave a 4 or a 4.5. I'm going to say 4.5. It's not the best looking thing. It's definitely not the worst that I've had on medical, but again, it could be a lot better, so just 4.5. Smell of it ground up. Now, that was the outlier, because that genuinely did smell nice. It smelled a little bit piney, a little bit mentholy, sweet. Like, I wasn't mad at it. It did smell nice. So 7 out of 10 for the ground up smell, which is just rogue. And then, I think I said a 3 for the taste. Barely any taste for a start. It tasted a lot like hay. Maybe a little bit of menthol pine right on the end of it, but just it wasn't great. So 3 out of 10 for the taste. And then for the effects, I feel pretty good. Like, I haven't been mad at the effects. It doesn't feel super strong. Like, my eyes feel like they want to shut a little bit. The sort of headband effect is there, but it already feels like it's lifting. In the time that I've just been chatting, maybe like 7 minutes, I think, according to my camera, since I had my rip and I've been talking. So, like, after 7 minutes, it already feels like it's fading a little bit. I feel my head feels heavy, so this is not one that I would have in the daytime again. For sleep, yeah, I guess it's been working, but most things have been making me fall asleep lately, like not just this one particular strain. If I have some different strain before bed, I've even had some more sativa dominant strains before bed lately, and I've been falling asleep. So I think that this has helped me with sleep in general, but it's not super anything really. Like, if anything, I would say it's been a little bit disappointing. I'm not sure how expensive it was supposed to be before it was discounted, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was discounted, because it was, I think it said reduced on the website. I'm sure it did anyway. It was £70 when I got it. Was it worth £70? No. I would put this more in the like £55 to £60 range, and even then I wouldn't pay £60 for this again. Just personally, I don't think it's worth £60. I would put it, again, £50 to £55 range, and maybe I would think about it, but it's not been the best. I took a chance because it had been reduced and it was close to the expiry. I thought, fuck it, let me give it a try. And I don't feel like I've been burned, but I don't feel like I've spent my money well. Some of the other strains that I've had this month have been really, really good, and this, it's on the lower side of okay, in my opinion. I'm not saying that it's absolute dog shit, because it's not. Like, it's fine, but it's on the lower end of fine, and it's not good. I wouldn't give it as far as good. It's just fine. Packaging 4, whole smell 4, looks 4, ground up smell 7, taste 3, effects 6.5. So overall, I'm gonna have to give, wow, that didn't want to come out there. I'm gonna have to give Moonlight from Hilltop by NedCann 4.5. That feels harsh, but I don't want to give it a 5 because I don't feel like it's worth a 5. I just feel like it was, again, like I said, on the lower end of just average. So 4.5 is probably a bit harsh still, but people need to up the game, so I'm just going to leave it there. 4.5 out of 10 for Moonlight from Hilltop by NedCann. Also, that is a really long name. You need to shorten that, like either be Hilltop or be NedCann, because Hilltop by NedCann, I stumbled over it too many times. I said it too many times in this video, and now it's just coming out in one big long gibberish. So decide who you want to be, you know. Are you Hilltop? Are you NedCann? Don't be both. Doesn't work. You could be Hillcan or NedTop. That kind of sounds like gay porn star's name, NedTop. Moonlight's getting 4.5. I'm ending this video now. I am extremely rusty, but I'm hoping to be getting back into the swing of things soon. Now that my puppy can go on walks, hopefully he'll be more tired and I can leave him to sleep whilst I can come make a video. Fingers crossed. Pray for me. If you like this video, leave a like. Leave me a comment telling me if you've tried Moonlight from Hilltop by NedCann. Again, see, it's too much to say. I can't keep saying it. Have you tried Moonlight? Did you like it? Did you not? What should I get on my next script? Subscribe for more videos. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm hoping to pump some out, you know, one after the other consistently. I need to get back on track. Subscribe for more videos. Peace.